What's up, Honors? So we have just gotten some new information about Home Depot's 2025 Halloween animatronics. Since LMJ Halloween has just uploaded a full walkthrough of their little Halloween setup they had at their managers meeting. And from this, we can basically see all of the new animatronics in action, which is really cool. So today, we're going to be taking a look through this video and checking out all these new animatronics we checked out the other day in the last video and see what each of them actually do and sound like. So anyways, without further ado, let's, of course, get right into checking out all these awesome animatronics. And of course, as always, everyone, welcome back to the channel. So quickly before we get into checking these out, I just want to say that overall, I think this year's lineup might be the best one yet from Home Depot. Last year's was pretty good, but this one, honestly, just right off the bat, there's so much stuff here that I would love to get. So overall, at the moment, Home Depot's definitely top of the list for me, and there's some other stuff here. But also, I'd love to hear what you say, so definitely make sure you tell me down below what you think of all these animatronics. But anyways, let's of course get into checking out all these animatronics. Starting of course with the evil Snowman.
Born from a dark blizzard, I now carry that storm wherever I go.
Alright, so this guy right here, I've definitely got to say he's one of my favorites from their lineup. I really like the idea of them taking a non-Halloween character and sort of making it into one by making this Snowman evil. And overall, I like the animation they gave to him. It's just the head and the arms right there, but for what it is, it's some solid animation. And something I would like to see, though, is if he were to have like a lunging animation where the Snowman sort of lunges down at you, that would have been cool, but still, the arm and head animation isn't too bad. Also like the sound of the audio for him. Just this sort of creepy tone of voice and overall looks for him. And I am curious if he is made by Techie because, oh no, the head right there lights up. Looks like something Techie has done before in animatronics. But anyways, overall, this guy, some cool animation, everything, and definitely one of my favorites from Home Depot this year.
Ah, I sense the presence of unsuspecting souls.
Alright, and next up here, we've got this evil pumpkin-looking guy, which overall, he doesn't have the craziest animation ever, but he's still a creepy animatronic. Of course, in the video there, you could see all he really has is the head movement that turns side to side. I really wish he would have had more, but with him only having the one movement, that might mean that he's a more cheaper animatronic. But overall, I really love the look of this guy. The head right there is awesome. I like how he has the top hat and the hair there and everything, and then, yeah, the rest of the body too, it looks alright. So yeah, overall, this pumpkin guy here, I definitely wish he were to have more animation, but for what he is, it's not the worst, and he still does look pretty cool. And right there, of course, is the troll, which this guy, I've got to say, is another one that I think I'm going to have to put somewhere near the top of my list. This guy right here is really, really awesome. I like just the look of him. The face right there is awesome, and then he's just massive. And then the animation he has is pretty good too. He, of course, has the animation there where it looks like he's sort of moving up and down his club. He's, of course, got the side-to-side motion, and then he's also got the mouth movement. And it does seem like he is a reskin of that Carnival Carl guy from last year, which is interesting. It seems like quite a few of their animatronics this year are reskins, which, honestly, I don't think it's too bad. I like some of these reskins that they're doing, but overall, the troll guy right here, I'm a really big fan. I love how massive he is, and it'd be awesome if this guy is outdoor rated too, which Carnival Carl was, I believe, so hopefully this guy is too.
Behold, a wanderer lost in the mist. What brings thee hither?
And next up right there was, of course, the duo of witches. In this animatronic right here, I'm going to say I'm not the craziest about witch animatronics. They're all just so generic and they're never really too unique. Same thing with these ones here. They haven't done anything too crazy. It's just a classic two witches, the cauldron's there. Of course, the one's holding a rat in the one end, which is a bit different, but overall I still have that similar design. And for their animation on this, of course, the one witch there, she has the stick in the cauldron. She's sort of moving up and down. And then, of course, there's also mouth movement on them, it looks like, but it doesn't really look like it's that well done. Kind of looks very small and not very noticeable. I wonder if that's just a problem with this one, but overall, not too much going on with this. It's an animatronic that I'm not the biggest fan of, but overall, the voice lines sound decent, the animation is alright, and for what it is, it's a decent witch animatronic. Alright, and right there was, of course, another one of my favorites for this year, the evil Leprechaun. Which, again, I just really love this idea of them taking these characters from different holidays and making them into Halloween animatronics. And with them having 3 animatronics or so this idea this year, I think this is gonna be a new category of animatronics to have this year, which is really cool. But anyways, the Leprechaun guy right here, he's really awesome. I love just the look of him and everything, and he'd be one I'd love to get. I don't know how I'd work him into my haunt, but just to have this guy for St. Patrick's Day, that'd be cool. But anyways, I do like the animation they've given him. He, of course, has a side-to-side right there. He's got the mouth animation of the arm. It would be nice to see more, but it is definitely enough animation packed into this guy, I would say. And then he just has the laughing audio, which honestly, I think the evil laughter is a bit overrated because so many animatronics use it. But still, for this jolly little character, I don't think it's the worst audio. And overall, this guy, another one that's going to be close to the top of my list for stuff I want to get this year because he's just so cool. And overall, I would love to get this guy.
The winds of fate whisper my name and empower me with the forces of darkness.
Alright, and next up here, we've got one that I think might be a reskin. I'm not 100% sure, but I believe that this new crow guy right here is a reskin of the Plague Doctor from last year. And there's a couple of reasons why I think that. Of course, his animation is very similar. He has the staff right there that he sort of lunges forward a bit at you with the Plague Doctor, of course, actually had last year. And then he has that similar, like, side-to-side mouth movement, all that. And he also has that similar side-to-side head movement. But overall, this guy, I think he is a decent animatronic. I'm not sure exactly what he's supposed to be, just this creepy crow guy. But still, I like how he looks. The head right there looks pretty well done. I like the outfit on how it has the crow feathers everywhere. And then, yeah, he's holding the lantern there in the one hand, the staff in the other. Overall, it's a pretty decent animatronic. Now, personally, this isn't something I would buy, I don't think. Overall, for what it is, it's not the worst, and this guy definitely has some solid movement. I like how it is.
I just love playing with fun Halloween toys. They always give me such a fright. Let's see what happens here. Didn't expect that one.
Alright, and carrying on here, we have this cool clown guy. But quickly, I also just want to mention this Easter bunny looking guy, which we didn't get a demo of in this video, but I didn't talk about this guy in the other videos, so I just quickly want to mention him. With this guy, I think he's cool. It's another one that they're sort of taking that concept of another holiday character, making it Halloween, and I like how he looks, and I'm really curious exactly what his animation is because this guy's another one that looks really cool. But anyways, getting into that cool Jack-in-the-Box clown, whatever his name is. He looks awesome, and I love the concept of it. He, of course, lures you in with this Jack-in-the-Box right there, which he's cranking, and you think someone's gonna pop out of it. But instead, his head actually pops up, which that's a really good jump scare, I'd say, because you're expecting something to come out of the box there, but instead his head pops up, so it's sort of unexpected. And it's sort of that goofy clown type stuff. And I really like his outfit. They have the black light shining on it. It looks really reactive, so probably use some black light paint or something on the sky to make it really vibrant. And overall, a solid jump scare. I am a big fan of jump scare animatronics. I think they're some of the best ones out there. And this guy, it's a very unique jump scare. We've never really seen one where the head pops up like this before. We have seen some, but usually the neck is just like blacked out. This guy actually made it so it looks like it's an extension of his costume, which I like that over the ones that they just black out the neck. So overall, this guy, a great animatronic. I love that animation. And also appreciate that they only have really this only clown animatronic in their lineup. They're not really filling their lineup with clowns like Spirit Halloween tends to do often.
Were you born with that nice super glued onto your hand or what?
Get off my knife!
Alright, and moving on right here, we've got the new Tiffany and the new and improved Chucky right here, which I was skeptical if they were going to have servos or not. It does seem like they do have them, I believe. Just with the way that they have like the mouth movement there and the head and everything, just all this animation there in the face really makes me think that it is by the use of servos, which is awesome. Servos really bring characters to life, so I like to see that they're using that again. But yeah, the new Tiffany one right here, I really love how it looks. Very accurate to the movie, and honestly, Home Depot, they always do such a good job with their licensed animatronics. Seems like the companies they get to make them, they always put a ton of quality into them, which I love. And then yeah, I do like the new Chucky right here. He's kind of got this more messed up face, which I think sort of fits the character a bit better than that nicer look they gave him last year. Now, I'm not sure if I like the newer version more or not. I think I'd have to see it like actually in person aside, but overall, it looks like a solid animatronic. I like what they've done with it. And yeah, the new Tiffany and Chucky right here, they both look awesome. And honestly, I'm a big fan.
Hey, you. Yes, you. Come over here and look what I can do. Did you like that? Well, you can customize all of that and more, even recording your own dialogue. But if you don't want to be a voice actor, that's fine too. I come with pre-recorded messages.
Alright, and moving on, we've got what might be the coolest animatronic of the year or ever. Or at least in terms of innovations or new technologies. Because he is just a skeleton, which is alright, but I really love the new thing that they're doing with this new skeleton right here, where you basically download an app, and then from that you can program him to do pretty much anything you want. It of course looks like he has servo head movement, which is awesome. He's got the mouth right there that moves, so you can turn side to side. He has the arm movement. So overall, a lot already going on with that, which you can all control from the app. And at the moment, it's kind of hard to know what exactly you'll be able to do with the app to control him. Like, will he control the speed of it, or like when each animation happens, like what exactly it's going to be. But whatever it is, I would really love to get this guy. And the thing with him too, since he is a skeleton, he's pretty bare bones already. I assume you can customize him, like you can put on your own costume or something, and potentially you could even make this guy whatever character you want, which is kind of cool. Then of course also it looks like he might have lights inside him. I'm not sure if just a projector shine on him or if he actually has the lights inside him there, because looks like the ribcage does light up yellow there. So he might have internal lights or he might not. But yeah, of course, he has digi eyes right there, which those you can probably customize too from a few different options. Then, of course, you can choose your own audio for this guy, I believe. So overall, this guy is insane. Probably the best technology we've ever gone. Even better than Nibbles last year from Halloween. So yeah, overall, this guy, I am really excited to see this guy. And if he comes to Canada, he might just be an animatronic that I end up picking up.
Welcome, welcome. Take a seat and relax, won't ya? I promise I'll give you the closest shave of your life. Real close. Won't even feel a thing.
Alright, and moving on, the next animatronic we got right here is one that the other day I wasn't too sure what exactly is, but it does seem like he is a Barber animatronic, which is very interesting, and overall I think this guy is an alright animatronic. Of course, he does only have the head and then the arm movement there, but I think it's alright for what he is. I do really wish he would have had mouth animation though. I really hate when they make these really cool animatronics and then skip out on the mouth animation, especially when it's an animatronic that talks or something, because then it just doesn't make it feel as real, but still looks great. I like that animation with the arm right there where he has the knife and sort of looks like he's going to slash you or something. But the audio sounds great on him, and I like the old-timey vibe of him. He's supposed to go along with like Dean the Deathologist or Jack Spades, those type of characters. So overall, not an animatronic I'm too crazy about, but still, he looks like a decent one.
All those years stuffing your face with ham, roast pork and bacon. Now it's my turn to carve a slice off you. Think you can outrun me, huh? The pigs couldn't, and neither will you.
Alright, next up here we got the Butcher, but I also want to point out this little statue of Dean the Deathologist in front of him, which I think is kind of funny. Now, they made these smaller 3-foot props before, like of the 12-foot skeleton, I think that 12-foot pumpkin man, but it's interesting now that they're making a smaller version of Dean the Deathologist, but overall, I love it, and even though I already have Dean, I think it'd be funny just to have a little statue of him. But anyways, let's get on to the Butcher right here, which this guy's awesome. He's a reskin of that, oh, I forget his name, but the Night Slasher, whatever his name was. The Soul Slasher, that's what it is called, but he, of course, is this Butcher version this time, which I love how this is. He has that same animation where he turns the head, but then also he has the finger right there that he points up at you, which is awesome. I love that head design right there, at how it's the big pig and everything. It looks awesome. Then the Butcher outfit on. And then his audio and everything sounds alright. Overall, this is another animatronic that I'm going to have to say is pretty high on my list of stuff I want to get this year. It just looks awesome. And I'd love to have some sort of like Butcher theme in my haunt. I think that'd be really cool, and to have this guy as a centerpiece. So overall, I'm a big fan of this guy, and since he's a reskin of that other one last year, which was sort of one of their budget animatronics, this guy's probably going to be sold for only around $100 this year, which would be awesome. And if he does come to Canada, which I hope he would, he'd only be like 130 with the exchange rate if he is 100 in the US. So he would be one that I would 100% get, especially if he is at that price point. So anyways, I'm a big fan, and I definitely want to get this guy.
Beware, traveler. but these woods hold secrets. They are near as ancient as I. Listen to their words, for they may be your last. The very trees of this witchwood are sentient, their gnarled forms beckoning you.
And of course, moving on, next up here we got the other witch animatronic, which I do think I was right the other day in saying that it looked like it could be a reskin of Lethal Lily. It seems like it uses servos there in the head and it has that arm animation, so I think it is a reskin. Now, if it is strange that they're going to be doing a witch reskin of another witch, but overall, this animatronic right here, I do think it's an alright one. Again, I'm not the biggest fan of witches. At least this one does have a bit more of an original design, though. It's not really like most of your typical witches, but overall, not the worst, but not the best in my opinion. But for what it is, looks like it uses servos, and it's an alright animatronic.
Aye, the sea holds her secrets tight, but I've seen them, lad. The ones that lurk beneath the waves. They say there's a monster out there, bigger than any whale. Teeth the size of a man's arm. Got a taste for fishermen like me, but I ain't afraid.
And moving on, the next guy we got right here is this zombie fisherman type of guy, which, honestly, I really love this guy, another one of my favorites for this year. Now, I would really love to do some sort of, like, fish or ocean theme. I don't know how I'd do it, and I probably wouldn't do it, but if I were to do it, this would 100% be an animatronic I'd love to get. I really love how this guy looks. He looks creepy, and his audio, too, it just sounds really awesome. Now, he's just a reskin of lots of those other rocking chair props over the years where they always just have the mouth movement and then, of course, the chair that rocks back and forth. So, nothing too crazy animation-wise, but I really love how this guy looks. And then, yeah, that audio sounds awesome, and he's an animatronic I'd love to get. I probably won't get him because he doesn't really go along with the theme I haunt, but still, he looks really awesome.
I have been looking everywhere for you.
Alright, and carrying on, we've got a Reaper animatronic right here, which this guy is not really like your typical Reaper animatronic that usually comes out each year. This guy looks a whole lot better, which is awesome. He, of course, does look like he is made by Pack with that head movement there. It's sort of bobbing up and down. That's one of their signature animatronic features, but I do really much prefer this over a lot of the other Reaper models. It just looks a whole lot higher quality and so many more features. I love the one scroll there he has in the one hand, which looks like it actually lights up, which is nice. And then, of course, when he's speaking, he actually raises his hand up with it, which I think that's a nice animation. Of course, his head right there has this nice red light in it, which sort of lights up all these cracks up there red, and his eyes light up red. And then he does only really have the mouth animation up there. Would have been cool to see side-to-side head turning or his waist or something, but for what he is, it's not too bad. His staff right there on the one end, which is awesome. And yeah, overall, this guy, I do like how he is. Unlike your typical Reaper animatronic, which I always like to see. So overall, this guy right here, he's awesome, and I'm really excited to see this guy at Home Depot this year. Alright, and moving on, we've got this new animation, which I think is pretty cool. It's, of course, this crawling skeleton guy right here, which it looks very unique. Of course, he has these two hands right here that are connected to this rod beneath him, which is, of course, connected to the base, which has a motor that sort of turns it back and forth to make him look like he's crawling along the ground. And then I love the mold of this guy right here. He's got kind of like this fleshy skin look all over, which is awesome. And yeah, he's pretty big too. And honestly, I will say I prefer him over all those other just lame groundbreaker skeletons we've gone over the past so many years that are all exactly the same. This guy at least is something different. Now, one complaint I do have is that with the animation down here, it is very visible, like all the components of him and everything, which does suck. Now, I am curious if he does come with like some sort of like base layer, like a cloth or something you put over it to hide it. Now, I doubt that he does have that because he's not displayed with it here, which would really suck because then all this is exposed. I think it would be an easy solution just to have like a blanket or cloth covering all that, but for what he is, I do like the animation. I don't like how it's all exposed there and everything. It sort of takes away from him, but still he looks really creepy and definitely the best groundbreaker skeleton so far.
Oh, this soil's persistent. All this pulling and shoveling will break my back. Uh-oh, looks like we got a live one. Point me to your gold or back in the ground you go.
Alright, and moving on, the next animatronic we got right here is another jump scare one, which I love. And this guy's jump scare right here is really cool, and I can't really think of any other animatronics that are sort of like this. But he, of course, is just this big gravedigger guy. He's got this creepy looking head, the top hat up there and everything, which overall nothing too crazy, but I do like how it looks. But then the jump scare is really cool because he has his foot right here on this mound of dirt. And then what happens is there's a skeleton that pops up underneath his foot there. And overall, it's a nice little jump scare. Now, my one issue with this is it's just so low to the ground. So it's like, how noticeable will it be unless you're a really little kid? And like, lots of these animatronics, you're mostly paying attention to like the heads probably. Or because like, that's what's talking to you. Not really looking down at the pile of dirt he's stepping on. So overall, the jump scare, I don't think it's the most effective ever. I do like the idea of it, but overall, I think it's decent animatronic. The animation with the jump scare, of course, there, I think it could have been better. Just seems very unnoticeable, but still, I'm a fan, and yeah, really cool new concept.
I told you guys, this is the spot for the best brains.
Well, I'd rather eat rats for dinner. This one's a dud. Why not both? Rats for an appetizer and brains for the main course. Even if it is on the lower grade side. Whatever. I'm hungry. Let's eat.
Alright, and moving on, next up here, we've got a reskin of the Trickster Trio, which this time it's a zombie trio. And this animatronic is another one that I'm going to have to put near the top of my list for animatronics I want to get this year. I'm a big fan of zombies, and to get 3 of them all in one right here is really awesome. And it's cool how you can either stack them on top of each other or display them separately. It's just so awesome. And yeah, of course, they each have the mouth animation right there as they talk amongst themselves. And of course, the one guy right there has got the bat, which is cool. Now, they are a bit more cartoony, which I know some people don't really like it too much when their animatronics super cartoony. They want them more realistic. But honestly, for me, I don't care too much. I do like the cartoony vibe of them. And it'd be something I would love to have for my zombie theme. Overall, is it something I would get? I'm not too sure, but this would definitely be really awesome. And yeah, I'd love to get this. And honestly, maybe I will. Alright, and moving on, we've got one final animatronic to check out, which this right here is, of course, the Bride of Frankenstein, which this animatronic right here, they have, of course, used servos on it, it seems, just like Frankenstein's monster. So overall, I'm really excited about that. I love that they're just putting all this focus into their licensed animatronics, like I said previously, for Tiffany and Chucky. Overall, the head animation there looks awesome, and of course, can move in a lot of different ways, which is nice. Looks like she, of course, also has the eye animation right there, and then side to side, which I think is similar to Frankenstein's animation there, but overall, I do like the new animation they've given her. And to go along with Frankenstein's monster, these two is a nice duo, and if you want to buy both of them, that'd be awesome. They look so awesome together. So overall, these two, I've never really seen the Frankenstein movie, so it's not an animatronic that personally I would get, but still, I do like how it looks, and that animation is really good. And anyways, with all that said, that's it for part 2 of this Home Depot Halloween animatronics, which is crazy just how much information we're getting this year. Last year, I think we only got like 5 different photos, and that's pretty much it. I think we might have gotten like a couple animatronics actually released from Home Depot. But this year, we're pretty much getting photos of everything. Today, we got a full walkthrough of all this. So this year, we are really getting just so much information, which I love. Overall, this year's lineup, it looks really awesome. And honestly, Spirit, you're going to have to do really good to impress me, because Home Depot right here is really just blown out of the water. And honestly, I don't think Spirit is going to be better this year. I think Home Depot is definitely going to take it for me. But I guess we'll have to wait until June until Spirit stuff comes out. But anyways, that of course is going to finish it for today's video. Hopefully you all did enjoy. If you did, please make sure to like, subscribe, turn on those notifications. Tell me down below what you think of all this. And if you're a fan of amusement parks, go check out my other channel at Amusement Park Fan. Anyways, I'll see you all in the next video coming out sometime soon. So yeah, goodbye.